The favorites, we here for the latest. South side or the north side, not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams. Both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball, but we don't pull the wrong strings. Yeah, it's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Gantes or the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood, discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
All right, let's give people a minute to come in.
I got to tell you, man, May, especially when your teams are bad.
May has been the longest year of my life.
Yeah, and you love baseball and you try to watch it every day. If your team is doing bad in May, it feels, besides whatever else is going on in life, it makes it feel that much longer.
Yeah. So
it's like January.
If you're watching this show, hold on. We'll wait till we get into it. You guys, you ready? I said you guys. You ready, Aldo?
Yep.
All right. 3, fuck
yeah, the people that
3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? It is Thursday, May 30th, and you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I am your host, Matt Zawoski, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, a.k.a. this is the only time in your life you will ever see me without a hat on, Zoe. And with me, as always, my A1 from day one, Mr. Aldo Soto.
Cubs stink. They can't score. When they do score, the pitching sucks. When the pitching is good, the bullpen is bad. But Michael Busch hit a home run. So here's another beer, and I guess we will drink to that. That's the only thing to celebrate.
So we got a lot to talk about because at least we had one good team riding for a while, but now both teams are looking like they're going to be under 500. I'm a little fired up about a certain topic. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been having libations for the last 6 hours. So we're going to talk about it. Again, if you're watching us live, this is probably the only time you'll ever see me without a hat, unless I'm in court or somebody else dies. But you know what? As the guys always say, show must go on. So we're going to get into it. Go ahead, Aldo.
I was going to say, well, I know it's a morbid subject.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
You're wearing a suit because of the funeral, but
yep.
Let's say a certain White Sox manager gets fired in season, which doesn't ever happen with the White Sox.
I'll do a whole
one for his.
I'll do a show shirtless with no hat on.
Even better.
I will do the entire show either in like a there's no nice way to put it, like a tank top undershirt, because there's a derogatory term or like shitty term, but I'll wear that, no hat. But I got the salt and pepper going here, dude. I'm looking dapper as fuck, but still, we got some things. Go ahead, get in there. Go ahead, zoom in. Go ahead. Yep, look at that little salt and pepper there for your ass.
Sophisticated.
Very, dude, you have no idea. But we got a lot to talk about because I got a lot to get off my chest about this White Sox team, and there is no better night than tonight. I was told by about 4 people not to do this show tonight, so that's usually a good indicator that this is going to be a good fucking show. So strap in, folks, and let's tap this keg. As always, the show is brought to you by Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you download the app, turn on push notifications so you're the first to know anytime one of these teams actually might fucking win a game or someone gets fired, or on the bright side, good news with what's going on with the Bears. Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com for all of your Chicago sports needs. And also brought to you by the homies at Homage. I'm going to tell you guys right now, we talk to the guys pretty frequently. Y'all been pretty fucking awesome. Y'all are buying some shit, which is great. Makes us look really good.
Don't stop now. Don't stop now.
Do
Keep
not
going.
stop now. We got graduations. We got all kinds of biblical shit that happens over the summer. You got parties to go to, folks. Buy people stuff from Homage and use our QR code. Get 15% off. But I will say very proudly, ladies and gentlemen, we've already purchased over $1,000 worth of stuff just from our code alone. So we are loving all of you. We appreciate you guys treating the sponsors, hooking them up. Do want to point out that Homage does own some other companies too. So maybe look at that company tree. Maybe you buy some sunglasses. Maybe those sunglasses are worn by a very loud coach that is in the Colorado state. Throwing that out there. That's coming soon, folks. Over under Zoe F-bombs, 14.5. Oh my God, if you don't pound that fucking over, you're a retard. Oh, I can't say that either. Anyways, you want to just
get back? It's 2024.
Let's get into it, although. Let's get into it. Pedro Grifol sucks. And the thing about it is, dude, like, I was pumped for this hiring. I thought it was a good hiring. I thought he was going to be the one that brought defensive sturdiness to this team. I thought he was going to bring discipline to this team. I thought he was going to bring uniform to this team. I thought it was going to be like baseball, rah, rah, rah. He has lost that locker room, although he has lost it. It is very public now. He has lost that locker room. So they got smoked, beat like they stole something the other night. I actually tweeted out, oh, Crochet went 7 innings, no hits. Career high, or 6 innings, career high, 11 strikeouts. White Sox are winning, right? No, actually, they're getting no hit. And
I mean, honestly, from the other side of town, sounds familiar.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fine. And then Pedro came out after the game and was like, "Our guys were flat. They're flat. I'm so effing peed off." Like, it's like, all right, dude, like, stop. But said all this, and then apparently he had a speech for the boys in the locker room where he was really, reporters were saying, we've never seen Pedro this mad before. Bro, they got like 15 wins. Like, this is the point. But afterwards is where you know he lost the locker room. They asked Corey Lee what he thought about the comments, and Corey Lee's like, yeah, I get why he thinks like he thinks. I don't really agree with him. But that's what he's saying. Strike one. Next one was Gavin Sheets. Oh, I don't really know about all that. I think we just ran into a pitcher who's had really good stuff, which he has. They did run into a very hot pitcher. I don't think we were all like flat. Like, I don't think it was all that was necessary. Those two comments right there from two, not even B-list players, like D-list players. Tell me right there, Pedro has lost that room. Gone.
So there's the combo of that, like him calling out the team or the hitters, I guess, whatever speech he was trying to give. And then there is that story. Was it in the Sun-Times or one of the Chicago papers? I forget which one, where he was just glazing up Reinsdorf. Like,
so that's what I wanted to get to now, because that's the second thing, because that happened today.
Yeah.
It came out at 6:12 p.m. Central Time today. So 2 hours ago, almost to the dot. And Jack just said it in the comments. It's a skill to badmouth the players while simultaneously kissing Jerry's nutsack. What he did, dude. And Jack very eloquently put, that's very Beverly of you, and I love it. I love you because of it. By the way, if you want to get your tires pumped on this show right now, just get in the comment section, because I'm probably going to say something nice about you. Anyways, Grifol before tonight's game, where he is currently losing to the Blue Jays, he said, and I quote, I feel fortunate that we work for an owner like Jerry. He's been in the game for 44, 45 years, and he's a baseball guy. I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to work for him and represent his uniform with them. I'm grateful to be here. Holy shit.
I mean, we've said it. We've said every single time we talked about Pedro Grifol, and this goes back to last summer after the fire sale at the deadline.
Hold on. Shout out to our boy. I gotta show this on the screen. Shout out to our boy, Shy Sox fan Mike, which I want to talk about that kid too.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you about the Thunderbolts.
But look at what his comment was. His reply comment was to this.
Oh, man. I mean, that's perfect.
I mean, that's phenomenal.
We talked about it. The White Sox, they never fire their managers in season. They always wait. They
Which
always
is
run out the
wild. Why?
contract. But all of this in the past, like 3-4 days, is screaming of a guy who someone tipped him off. It's like, hey, man, I've been hearing some whispers. You might be gone soon, buddy. Try to save your job. Because he's had the White Sox, you just said it, they have 15 wins. Why weren't you calling the guys out in April? Like when they were bad, they were worse than they were like weeks of zero offense back in April. They've actually been playing better, like as overall, like relatively speaking, they've been playing a little better. They're still losing, but at least they're scoring some runs here. And then they get one awful game against who was it, against Baltimore, right? Or was it Baltimore or was it Toronto? No, it was Monday. It was Memorial Day, right?
Right.
After the comments, you get one of those, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, now you're calling out the team. Why are you? And then this story comes out 2 days later. Come on, man.
Couldn't have been worse timing. Like the fan base is already like, you're fucking terrible. All right, like everybody thinks he's horrible. Everyone thinks he's ass. Everybody thinks he's cheeks. Everybody wants him gone. And his response to all of that, which he knows it's there. He knows the fans have treated. They're chanting in the stands, "Fire Pedro." He knows it's all there, and his response to that is to lick Jerry's nutsack. He got all up in the taint, dude. Publicly, on record. How do you think that's gonna go? The only people that White Sox fans hate more than you is Jerry. And you're up there fucking tonsils deep in his taint. Like, what are you doing?
Like, what? I'm curious. I haven't read the article, but like, what was that article? Or like, why? Like, did he bring up Jerry? What
are you doing, though? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, at what point was he like, yeah, this is a good idea. You know what? I'm going to save my job, right? No, you just made it worse. You made it 110% worse. And then he's just not good at his job, man. And the fact that he's lost that room, without the shadow of a doubt, he's lost that room. Like if Corey Lee and Gavin Sheets are talking shit about you, you've lost that room. And I mean, It's not like a guy like Luis Robert is starting to say something or like whatever. I know Martin Maldonado ain't going to say shit because for some reason that clown keeps getting rolled out there with a fucking .76 fucking batting average. Jack, I got to be at the over by now. But what is going on, dude? Why? The fact that they don't fire.
And also, by the way, I know that you said that, Corey Lee, Gavin Sheets aren't necessarily like the the A-list of White Sox players right now. However, on the other side of that, like those are the two guys on the team who've actually been hitting somewhat decently this season. So like those guys have at least some credibility within the clubhouse to push back on that. So the guys behind them are like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
So my guy in the comments here, Sports Genius 38, says they can Lamont after an 11-20 start in 95. Love that stat.
30 years ago.
That stat, but that's 30 years ago, bro. 30 years. I have not yet heard a good explanation besides money on why the White Sox don't fire managers
and that's and like we saw that, or was it Nightingale or was it the Sun-Times? We had that report earlier in the season that was like, they were thinking about firing him since last year. But the only reason they didn't do it was because of his
contract. Just unbelievable, just douchebashery.
I'm trying to remember what happened to Ozzy at the end, because I know he had all his shit with the front office with Kenny. Was he just like suspended at the end and then let go, or what happened?
He started talking all his shit, and then Kenny got involved, and then it was like nothing with Ozzy is quiet, but it was just like, okay, this is over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then they brought in fucking
Robin
The
Ventura.
people, yeah, Robin Ventura, thinking like,
Robin
oh,
Ventura also just to the very end, just made it all the way through.
oh, everybody loves Robin Ventura. Oh yeah, they traded Ozzy.
Oh, that's what it was after the season.
They traded Ozzy. Good call, Jack. They traded Ozzy. Yeah, man. And I mean,
what could you get for Pedro Grifol nowadays?
you get a bucket of chicken and a slap on the hand, maybe.
Wait. So
I'm
assuming, because we do see managers get traded, randomly, or like front office people like the Cubs, they technically traded for Theo Epstein with the Red Sox. But that all happens like in the offseason. I want to see a deadline deal of a manager. What can Pedro Grifol get back on the trade market? Trade his rights like the Cleveland Guardians did with that player to the KBO. Trade his rights to then that would be the perfect meme. You can do the Shaq meme. Trade his rights to like a Chinese team.
I know they won't. I know that nobody ever will. But if anyone from the White Sox organization that I know for a fact that people in the White Sox organization watch the show. They have people that watch the shows. I know they do for a fact. Not just this show, a lot of shows, but this is a very open invitation to anyone. I mean, you could be the dude that fucking is the assistant to the manager of ticket sales. I don't give a fuck. If you can come on the show and successfully convince me why they shouldn't fire their manager mid-season, doors
other
open,
than
man.
money.
Open
Other
invite.
than
money.
Yeah.
Other than money. Open invite right now. And also, if you look it up, although I think our boy Josh over at Sox Machine tweeted this out. Historically, Pedro is the worst manager in White Sox history, like numbers wise. He is the worst manager in White Sox history. And you know what, Jack? He's not even a Fleetwood Mac fan. He's a fake Fleetwood Mac fan. He can't even name 3 songs. We were out at head bum in charge for Chicago Sports Bums. He was nice enough to have me and my family out at his house on Saturday. And Baloney's kid had a Nirvana shirt on. And Marge from White Sox Twitter was like, I'm very tempted to ask your kid to name 3 songs. The kid's 3, by the way. But I thought it was super funny.
That would have made a hilarious video.
Yes.
Just go up to a 3-year-old.
Well, she's due. She got fucking owned by Dougie's kid when she's like, I think all players are garbage. And Dougie's daughter's like, you're garbage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a rough video. Rough look. Marge loves them kids, man. But that was a really good time, too. Shout out head bum in charge. Lovely house you have, man. We had a really good time out there. Fucking Dougie Cook, dude. Although the homie made, it was like ricotta shells wrapped in pork and ground beef in the middle with cheese, and then ricotta shell, and then wrapped in bacon with barbecue sauce on it.
Ooh.
Bro, when I tell you this was something special, this was something special. Holy moly, man.
Okay.
I'm actually thinking about it right now because Dougie's got insane skills, dude.
Well, we need when Kevin goes there later in June, we're gonna need him to grade Dougie on his James Beard scale. Kevin's a tough critic, so
his beard's phenomenal.
Good
When
test.
he talks, the best part about Dougie is when he laughs, his beard like shifts like seismically, like left to right, and it's fucking hilarious, dude. But I just don't know on a whole, like what. So usually when teams are, hold on, let me take a step back. When teams are going through rebuilds, or they are in fact rebuilding, usually you have some kind of direction. And right now, as a White Sox fan, it's not all doom and gloom. The White Sox have a very, very, very good farm system right now. I would say top 5. I can argue top 5 right now because of the rotation they have down in Birmingham. Some of these guys are actually hitting. Like, okay, so the farm system looks good, but what they're doing at the major league level right now makes absolutely no sense. And now I want to make it perfectly clear because I've said this now umpteenth times on this fucking show. I want them to call up all the kids. I want Colson Montgomery up. I want all these pitchers up. I want all these kids up. But, big but, Yokozuna size but I don't want Pedro Grifol stink on him. So that is one of the main reasons why I need Pedro out of this dugout, off this team, selling oranges by the freeway. I don't give a fuck what he does. Gone before they start bringing these kids up. And the time's ticking on that, man. They're not getting any younger. They got some dudes.
Anyway.
But that's the thing. They need to get rid of them, man. No one on this team is batting over 300. Not a soul, except for Cody Jolks, but that doesn't count. Tommy Pham's at 294.
He's been slumping.
Drew, I don't think you're wrong. The Barons could probably be. That pitching staff will shut them down. Also, if I show up at your door and try to sell you a Bible, just buy one, dickheads. I look like a Bible salesman right now if you're not watching the show. Yeah, man. I don't understand it. I don't understand. There's so many things I don't understand with this team. I don't understand why Martin Maldonado even plays. I don't understand why he's on this team. Somebody tweeted out, and I forgot who it was, and I'm so sorry. I want to give you credit, but I forgot. Somebody tweeted out, who was the kid? Joey Bart. So someone tweeted out Joey Bart's stats next to Martin Maldonado. Joey Bart got released after 16 games.
Yeah.
He had a higher everything. The only thing that Martin Maldonado had more than him was plate appearances in games because he hasn't been cut yet. Joey Bart had a higher everything. All right, let's start there. Let's make this real easy, White Sox. Tell me why Martin Maldonado's still on the team. And why he plays more than fucking Corey Lee. Tell me. Just explain it to me. I'm just some schmuck that looks really good in a suit that watches you guys every day and talks about you guys once a week and runs a bullpen of writers that write about you every day. I'm just some asshole that does that. But all I'm asking is for you to explain to me why Martin Maldonado plays every day.
Well, lucky for you, Pedro Grifol has an answer.
No, he doesn't.
I saw this quote earlier. Are you ready for it?
Sure.
Grifol, this can change from day to day, week to week. Right now, we are comfortable with what's going on. Martin Maldonado is not a 300 hitter, but he's not a 100 hitter either. So eventually he'll run into some balls and he'll do what he normally does.
You know what? He's not wrong because he's not a 100 hitter. You know what? Right now, Martin's batting 0.83.
Oh, man.
And we're not talking about a guy that's had, he's only had 25 plate appearances. Man. No, homie's at 84. Almost at 100.
Martin Maldonado, forget about not being a 300 hitter, which again, barely, like no one's a 300 hitter nowadays. Martin Maldonado has not hit above 200 since the 2020 season when he only played 47 games.
He's not a good baseball player. Like,
he's not a good baseball.
I'm sure he's a good dude, and like everybody likes him and respect. Make him the bench coach.
Like I don't like I kind or like in free like when he's been a free agent, Martin Maldonado, or when it's been rumored that maybe he was going to be like a trade candidate a few years ago, and the Cubs traded for him back like in I think it was 18 or 19. The Cubs traded for him when he was with the Royals. I guess that's why Pedro Grifol loves him because Maldonado used to be on the Royals, but he spent those years in Houston from 2020 to 2023. You can be a terrible hitter, But as long as you are a good defensive catcher, which he was, during his time in Houston, he was. That's fine. Do you know why that's passable? Because you play for a very good team in the Houston
Right.
Astros,
They could
where
hide
you
you.
can be the number 9 hitter, you can hit 150,
Yep.
you can hit 12 home runs for the whole year, but it doesn't matter because you have like 5 all-stars on your lineup.
Yeah, they can hide you.
When you're on a rebuilding team, and again, I guess you can argue how much does it really matter then, but at the same time, you can't be the manager and be like, yeah, well, he'll bounce back and eventually he'll hit into somewhat. Like so he'll hit into somewhat. What are you talking about, this guy's Pedro Grifol is acting like Martin Maldonado's Pete Alonso. It's like, oh, eventually he'll run into some. Like he'll go off and hit 20 home runs in a month. What are you talking about? Like,
see, so that's the thing. No, he won't.
like he'll run into some more singles. I don't know, man. What? There has to be something good though, right? What's good? Anything good?
He's a bullpen or a dugout leader.
Dugout leader?
He runs the clubhouse. People respect him, but I don't know how much of these young kids are going to respect a guy hitting 0.83, 135, 131, 266 with a negative 1.2 WAR.
Like that's the other thing.
I don't know what kind of respect that demands.
And it's like on some other teams, because across the league, a lot of teams rebuild, and maybe you have some like built-in veterans guys, right? Like the Reds for a long time, they had Joey Votto forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're rebuilding, and they were at a period where they were good, but then they got bad. But Joey Votto was still always there, and it's like, okay, and it's fine if that player isn't the same caliber as he was when he was in his prime. But like Joey Votto was signed to a long-term deal when he was with the Reds. Martin Maldonado's, I don't know, he signed a 1-year deal. Like it doesn't matter. He's not going to be here next year for the White Sox. Why are you hanging on to something that's hurting you? And again, you can say like, well, what does it matter if Martin Maldonado hits 200? This team's still going to lose 110 games. Well, he's taking playing time from a guy who should be playing more, in Corey Lee.
I'm with you, CJ. But I mean, this
like just that specific bit.
So
of this guy sucks. Doesn't matter
here,
for the future. You have a young catcher who is blossoming in front of your eyes, and you're like, nah, we're going to sit you down.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was going to say. The weird thing here is we are literally witnessing Corey Lee's best season ever. This is Corey Lee. Corey Lee has never played this good before in Major League Baseball. And the thing is, too, and it's not just even at the plate, although if go look up who has the quickest pop time.
Yeah, the can't out of an arm. Pop time. And you know what? I'm just thinking back to, and I think we haven't talked about this dude since spring training. And do you know the sad thing about Corey Lee's like breakout this year, or like a resurgence at the plate, and well, everything like you said behind the plate too.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if Max Stassi never gets hurt. Those two were going to be like the two catchers on the team. Martin Maldonado.
Never even crossed my mind. I forgot all about Max.
But that dude gets hurt like in spring training, and then I think he had a setback, and he was put on the 60-day IL in early April, and like he's just been forgotten about. But he was going to be the backup catcher, not Corey Lee. Corey Lee was going to be in Charlotte.
Completely forgot about Max Stassi.
Oh man.
I just don't understand how on May 30th you can sit back and look at this team and be like, no, we shouldn't blow it up. I didn't know you could sell people to Japan, by the way.
Apparently, yeah.
Let's talk about people we want to sell. All right, we're selling Martin Maldonado.
Benintendi, who's taking that?
If we can. If Benintendi's is he still the worst hitter in baseball? Because I think he's the worst hitter in baseball. So
I'm surprised it's not TA.
TA with that double error in that one inning. Oh God, I love you, Sam. I mean,
actually, wait, let me check here. I can check very quickly. Who is the worst?
I think they can get good money for Aloy.
Could they?
I feel like Aloy would be huge in Japan.
Oh, by the way, Andrew Benintendi among qualified hitters is 158 out of 158 with a 38 WRC plus.
Oh, he's 30. Oh, at least he's positive.
No, but he does have, holy shit, he has a negative 1.6 F4. Third worst, Andrew Vaughn, negative 0.9. Yikes.
Just brutal, dude. I mean, they're just brutal. They're brutal. The whole team is fucking brutal. Like,
Clevenger,
give me a bright spot.
Whatever to Clevenger.
Give me a bright spot on this team.
Bright spot, Jordan Leisure, pretty good. Bullpen guy.
Oh, okay, we're going into pitching now. All right, Jordan Leisure, okay. I will say, as I mentioned, Corey Lee having arguably the best season of his career. Nicky Lopez hitting 243 is actually really good.
Nicky Lopez has been on fire.
He had a solid ass triple too. Okay, so that's it for hitting. Pitching wise, okay, there's been some bright spots pitching. Fetty, bright spot. Crochet, bright spot.
Great. Garrett Crochet.
Garrett
Crochet had those two bad starts, and it was like 2 bad innings in those starts. Yep. But other than that dude's looked amazing.
His whip right now is 0.93. Like, dude is balling. I mean, some of the guys have been okay. Kopech, that's such a roller coaster. Schuster's been all right. Leisure's been all right. Justin Anderson, not terrible.
I mean, Yohan Moncada still leads the team in WAR, I think.
Oh, CJ, our boy in the comments, CJ Lahman. Sorry, CJ, I'm a little tired. That's what my dad used to tell me. I'm a little tired. CJ said there isn't a single player on the roster they shouldn't answer calls for. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus, because I'm with you 100% there. Even Luis Robert. I know that Bob already walked that back.
Who do you think that was? Was that Reinsdorf or was that Getz? Yeah. Or was that Getz calling Kenny to call in a favor?
No, it was Reinsdorf.
It's like, hey man, this is the only reason fans still buy tickets. He's coming back.
Yeah. All right, so here it is.
Luis Robert Jr. is coming back, right, in June? I already saw that. He's coming back in June.
They're not going to trade Luis Robert. Hot take. You heard it here, folks. Folks. They're not going to trade Luis Robert. Not going to happen. Won't happen. Everyone else, not named Crochet or Robert, is 1,000,000% up for grabs.
Oh, for sure.
1,000,000% for sale.
Corey Lee?
What?
Corey Lee?
Yeah.
Okay.
So high. So high. So high, dude. I mean, why not? Why? Yeah. What? Yes. If someone was like, yo, we'll give you a top 100 prospect for Corey Lee right now, buy.
He's a rookie, so I'm not shitting on him, but a question of concern. Nick Nastrini, he's finally getting some starts here, which is good. Fine. That's positive. There you go. There's a positive in a negative. Positive, he's starting in the major leagues. Negative, he's been bad.
So here's where we get a little controversy, although. A little controversy is Martin super duper game manager Martin Maldonado was calling the game for him. If you go back and look at the tape, when did Nastrini get rocked? When did he get touched up? It's when he threw two changeups in a row.
What?
Who was calling that game? Just saying. Your superstar game manager is hanging your rookies out to dry. You know what I mean? It's just, dude, this shit's so fucking annoying. Because you hear stuff like that, and it's like, are you serious? Like, literally the only thing he's here for is because he's this stellar game manager and he knows how to handle a pitching staff. And then I will give Nastrini a ton of credit. He could have easily thrown Maldonado under the bus right there and then and just said, homeboy kept calling for the changeup. It got touched up. That's what it was. I'm just a rookie. I'm listening to this guy, whatever. No, all he said was, I got to throw it better. He called for it. Cool, but I got to throw it better. That's a well-versed rookie right there. You know what I mean? Like, that's a rookie that gets it. You don't throw the catcher under the bus, whatever. Like, Nastrini earned some points with me. I still think Nastrini's going to be the goods. I really do. I know people are kind of giving up on him already. I think it's a little quick.
The one part that I see, I haven't watched him like pitch a lot live, but just looking at the box score stuff, and I think it was that one start that he was just walking everyone. But in every single one of his starts, he's walking like 3 to 6 guys.
That's the thing, although, and I've said it on the show once, I've said it 100 times. If you got stuff, you got stuff. Command can be fixed. Command you can work on. But if you got stuff, you got stuff.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that's what I'm saying though. It's a good thing that he's actually getting starts now at the major league level, because even like in the minor leagues, you can get away with it. You can just be wild and guys are swinging at everything. At the major league level, they're a little more disciplined, as much as we like to say like these guys strike out all the time, but they're not just going to swing at a fastball half a foot outside or something. But I would say, 4 walks in his last start, 6 walks before that.
Oh no! Homeboy's got to get that accuracy. He's got to get that down.
Yeah.
That's without a doubt. I mean, no one's questioning that at all. Although,
But again, okay, switch it back to the positive. He had those 4 walks. He only gave up 3 hits. There was only 3 earned runs in 5 innings. He managed to get through some of those jams. And when guys have good stuff on the mound, that is a positive quality to have. That you can walk a couple guys, but if you have a good breaking ball, a good fastball, whatever it is, whatever your out pitch is, you can work out of some trouble. So again, at least he's getting that experience at the major league level.
Yeah,
I'm not in Charlotte.
But again, this is where I come in and I say, I want all of these kids away from Pedro. I want them all away from the culture that he's building. I want them all away from everything.
I haven't read it. I've seen him tweet about it. Have you read any of the? I think it was Beeflo who wrote it. Any of the possible replacements?
I don't even know. I don't know who would be a possible replacement. I don't care. I'll do it.
Anyway.
It's that bad. It is that bad, man. He is statistically the worst manager in White Sox history. In a time where they can't sell tickets, they don't know what they're doing. Just everything is just unbelievable.
All this just for the 10th pick.
That makes it worse.
Yeah.
And supposedly there's a lot of talent. So thanks, Drew. I know it's been a difficult few weeks though. Here's $5 for a Hams beer. Respect and cheers, gents. I'm not gonna drink a hams, but cheers, brother. I appreciate it.
And it's always tough criticizing GMs at this point of like, because like Chris Getz took over a shit show. But still, like, I don't like, he knew there's no reason to tank this year, or there's no reason not to try a little more, other than, again, this goes back to Reinsdorf not spending too much year in, year out. So I guess he's like, okay, I'm saving money this year so that I can spend money down the road, I guess. Maybe. I guess that's the best case scenario.
Here's my thing too with it though, man. These fucking, can you hear these dogs barking? All right.
They want May to end too.
No, they want to go out. They've been in the damn cage all day. What was I gonna say?
Reinsdorf owner gets money waiting to spend.
It's not even waiting to spend. It's just, dude, there's no plan. There is no plan.
I think
whatsoever.
That's
there's no plan.
Part.
I don't see anything in sight. I mean, Project Birmingham was a fucking joke. But
that's the part that's kind of, I know that, it's his first full year on the job, but I think it's a little fair to question Chris Getz and be like, you were hired last summer. You probably had a good idea that you were going to be hired probably a year before that.
Right.
What was this offseason of, and you knew that there was no reason in tanking because you already got a lottery pick, so you can't, and you're a big market, so you're supposed to spend. Like I saw that it's like, like Chicago's a big market, but the White Sox don't spend. Well, that's on the White Sox. That's the White Sox fault.
Right.
I know we like to shit on MLB, on Manfred, on these rules, but guess what? That you're in Chicago. Yes, you are a big market team. You are expected to spend. If you don't spend, that's on you. That's not, oh, why is MLB treating the White Sox unfair? So like, why did you wait until April to sign an actual right fielder like Tommy Pham? Or like, why did you panic sign Mike Clevenger when you had, we talked about it all off season. There's good starting pitchers all the way until spring training that you could have signed. Like, what were you doing, Chris Getz? Like, you got off to whatever that start was, and then you did these panic signings.
And the thing is,
what was the point of that?
What's today? May 30th. And Getz is already starting to talk about, or talk like, a GM that's already thrown in the towel this season. I get it. You got 15 wins. Don't get me wrong. I understand why you're doing it. But the fact that he's derailing all interviews now to the fact that how good his farm system is, that one just kind of shows me that maybe he is going to clean house.
I think, and that's the other part where I think, if you're, as a White Sox fan, when you saw that it's like, all right, Rick Hahn's finally gone, Kenny Williams is gone, but like, oh fuck, it's Chris Getz. But then, Jerry Reinsdorf in his press conference says, well, I hired him because I didn't want to waste time hiring somebody else, getting to know the system. Fine, whatever. But then, so you're thinking, okay, it's just going to be one more bad season, right?
Right.
All right, it's okay. They got to retool. But no, like, this is going to be at least a multi-year thing. And it's like, why?
Why?
I thought that you said Chris Getz knew the system, that he knew what to do. He wasn't going to waste a year. He's wasting a year. He's going to waste multiple years
on a lot of these guys.
Like, just think of it. Like Luis Robert Jr., but we keep talking about it. He's your star player. You might only get 1 year of decent talent around him. Because I don't think it's going to be a whole bunch better. I mean, it's going to be better, but I don't think it's going to be like a bunch better in 2025. And then you only have him for 26, and he's gone in 27. Like you just wasted 2 years of Luis Robert Jr.
Right.
if you don't do huge changes, which the
Right.
White Sox just don't do because they don't spend big in free agency, and when they do, it's Andrew Benintendi.
That's so sad. It makes me real sad.
Like think of every big name that's going to be a free agent. It's like, okay, Andrew Vaughn stinks. He's not the player that you guys thought he was going to be. All right, you got a first baseman, Pete Alonso, free agent, sign him. You're not going to sign
Right.
Pete Alonso. Like
Right.
he's going to sign like close to $200 million somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Soto, hell yeah, that'd be fantastic. You're not signing Juan Soto. There's all these things. It's
people
like you're not.
people need to stop with that shit too, because
Like
that's
it's so easy to be like, oh, well, like free agency, but it's like, well, you got to be a little more realistic here, and like that's the painful part of just how bad things went with this last White Sox rebuild, is that unfortunately, the way the White Sox operate is to bet on your farm system,
which is wild.
and as we saw, you can have a lot of great talent, and it could all be up at once, but it doesn't always work out.
Like,
and you
at
know
all.
what? Some of these guys, they've been a success, right? Luis Robert Jr., through injuries and all. I mean, he's been a somewhat success story for the White Sox. Yoan Moncada, to varying degrees, but he put up like what, that
Injuries
that
again, though.
2019 season was great, 2021 season was great, and then a lot of bad.
So one thing though, to that point, I wanted to bring up is our friends over at the Marine Time Pod, the Mariners podcast. Go check them out. They're good dudes. They're, at least, if you're not going to listen to a whole Mariners podcast, I get it, but they're definitely worth a follow on Twitter. Dudes do good work. They're on the field, whatever. They've put out a couple videos now about how the Mariners are potentially interested in going after Luis Robert Jr. Actually, let's take a look at the Mariners farm system, because I don't think they got the horses. But
why are you going to ask for more than Brian Wu? Remember that was the headliner last that was the off-season talk.
Yeah, I need more than Brian Wu.
That's it. The other thing is, like, look at the Mariners, dude.
Give me.
They have a team who has great pitching, a lot of homegrown pitching. They have a homegrown superstar in Julio Rodriguez. They've had other veterans there who've been a while for a long time. J.P. Crawford, Ty France. Their GM Dipoto, he makes a trade just because he woke up in the morning.
Throw me a Cole Young. He's 27th overall prospect in the top hundo. Okay. Plays middle infield. He's in Double-A. He's not going to be up till next year. He's not doing too bad. That's their top prospect. Their number 2 prospect's Harry Ford. He's number 28 actually overall. Catcher. But he's a catcher. So I don't need them both. I just want a Cole Young. Maybe sprinkle in a Colt Emerson. He's 18.
No, see, that's the.
Yeah, I know they ain't gonna give up that kid.
No, that's the thing. If I'm the White Sox, I don't think.
No, because all
I'm not
the
giving that up or I'm not giving Luis Robert Jr. up for that.
No, because you know what? I'm looking right now. So Cole Young is at least 20 years old. Like, he has a possibility he might be up next year if everything goes to plan. Their rest of their prospects, Harry Ford's 21. Colt Emerson's 18. Lazaro Montez is 19.
Oh.
And that's all their top 100 prospects. So they might have to throw some major leaguers in this deal.
Oh no, definitely. You want one of them. You want one of their starting pitchers, like better than Brian Wu.
Who is their starting rotation right now?
I mean, they have Kirby, Gilbert.
Kirby's been good this year.
Yeah, no, they
Or
have
is
a
it,
couple.
or is it
studs.
Gilbert? One of the two has been good this year.
They're not. They're not going to trade Luis Castillo because he signed to big money, and the White Sox aren't going to
Castillo's
take
been
on.
good. Gilbert and Bryce Miller have been pretty the same. I think they could probably throw in a George Kirby. Kirby's sitting with a 4.33 ERA, 0.3 WAR, 1.03 HLIP. He's at an 8.2 K per nine. But if they really want to get cheap on it, I mean, at this point, fuck it. Throw me at Emerson Hancock with your top prospect, and we'll get weird with that.
I mean, no.
Brian Wu sucks this year, dude.
Why he was in? He was injured. He was injured. Give him a break.
Yeah, no, Brian Wu. My bad. I take it back. He's 4 games started, 2 quality starts, 2 wins. He's got a fucking 1.66 ERA.
There you go. Oh yeah, see.
Is he back or is that before he got hurt?
I think he started the season injured, I believe.
Yeah, his last game was 526.
Yeah, there it is.
He won 6 innings against the Nationals, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 homer, 1 strikeout. Not the best outing to highlight.
A little worrisome. Only 1 strike.
Tuesday on 5/21 in the Bronx, you had 6 innings with 7 strikeouts.
Oh, there you go.
Against a way better lineup than Washington. So maybe they do throw in a Brian Wu.
I mean, like that's the thing. Seattle, they have all this young talent. They have a great starting pitching, but like they've needed something a lot more.
Bro, can you imagine though if they have Julio in center and Luis in what? Probably put him in left.
Who's their right fielder? I think they'd be being right, huh?
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Who's their left fielder?
Who is their outfield? Let's get their. We should have just called those kids and told them to come on today.
Give us all your Mariners pitchers.
So what up, Tommy? I was with Stefan and Tommy earlier today drinking after the funeral. Seattle.
Mitch Haniger, where does he play?
Hold on, here we go. Left field is Dominic Canzone. Right field is Mitch Haniger.
Yeah, Haniger's in right. You know, they would move Haniger to left.
Yep.
Get Luis Robert in right.
It's still a sick ass outfield. Boys, if you're at Copper Top and you're watching this show commenting, it can't be that much fun.
Well, it's better than watching our baseball teams.
Right. But they got Jorge Polanco's on the 10-day IL. But, I mean, you add a Luis Robert to that lineup, that's a sick-ass team.
They need it, though. They don't score runs. They need all the help they can get, dude. That's
so,
like teams, I don't know what's going on in baseball this year. I don't know if it's who knows what it is.
Shit balls.
Baseball teams just suck, dude. They're garbage. It's not just our teams. That doesn't make me feel any better. But teams just up and down the baseball suck, except for like the Phillies and the Orioles.
Well, did you see this Jorge Lopez on the Mets today?
Oh yeah, he got ejected.
I've never related to one player.
Then he got DFA'd.
Yeah, he got ejected from the game. He threw his glove in the stands, and then afterwards, the press asked him, like, "Yo, like, that's kind of like crazy behavior." And his quote said, "I play for the Mets. They're the worst team in the whole fucking MLB."
Wait, was that a real quote?
Bro, you want to hear it? I got it. Oh my
god, that's amazing. No.
I got it up right now. Hold on. I'm going to share the whole screen, whatever. Dude is the man. Ready?
Yes.
Can you hear it?
No.
No?
No.
All right, hold on. Let me share. This is a good way to end the show because this is shit's fucking wild. Yeah.
Nothing yet.
Oh, hold on. All right, 1 second. Sorry, folks.
Technical difficulties.
There we go. Now it's gonna work. All right.
Carlos Mendoza said that he understands the emotion, but that particular action of throwing your glove into the stands was unacceptable. Looking back on it, do you regret doing that?
No, I don't regret it. I think I've been looking the worst team in probably in the whole MLB. So whatever happens. So whatever they want to do, I'll be tomorrow here if they want me. Whatever they want to do. So I'm gonna keep doing this thing. So I'm healthy on whatever on whatever to do. I'm ready to come back tomorrow. And if they want me to be here, so I'll be here.
Carlos Mendoza said that he understands the emotion, but that
Yeah, he basically just said, "Fuck this shit."
Oh my god, that was amazing.
I actually respect the shit out of him.
I mean, that
Because,
was that was the most straightforward. Get me the hell out of here. I'm giving you every chance, and they did.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he's
want
been
someone on
solid
the
this
White
year,
Sox. I want someone on the White Sox to do it. Shout out to the homie Stefan. He's at Copper Top right now.
Well, I mean, I think we've said ever since he signed that eventually one day we're gonna have a great Tommy Pham press conference. We're waiting for it. He's still.
I'm on the edge of my seat. I am on the edge of my seat because Grifol literally does not have that locker room. Prove me wrong. Someone come and prove me wrong, because I know I'm not wrong. Grifol does not have that locker room at all. Andrew Benintendi hit a ball that was bobbled, and if he would have ran at 80%, would have beat it out. Got thrown out. They just don't care, dude.
Well, you got to keep that guy in the lineup. He's a consistent pillar of the lineup.
Right.
I remember. I knew I remembered Jorge Lopez's name. He had a great season back in 22.
He's good.
And he's been kind of bad since then, except for this.
Because he's on the worst fucking team in Major League Baseball. Throwing his mitt in the stand and shit. He don't give a fuck.
We need Jorge Lopez on the White Sox so he can
think that would be the
standings.
I think that would be a very Steve Cohen thing to do to him.
But did they just work out? They send him out to like Oakland?
No, they trade him to the White Sox for like a player to be named later.
Pedro Grifol, would you do that? Jorge Lopez for Pedro Grifol.
White Sox are 3 outs away from their first winless homestand of a 7+ games in franchise history. History!
Wait.
You got it?
Yes! 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 History!
This is Pedro Grifol asking Jerry to fire him?
I don't understand. Like, I do sales for a living. This is like me not selling something for a whole year. I don't get it.
You would think any other franchise is like, hey man, maybe it's not all your fault, but we need something to change. See you later. Holy shit.
I mean, this is. I know they don't want to. I know they hate firing people mid-season, but this is just unbelievable. All right. Aldo, you got anything else? I know you got somewhere you got to be.
The Cubs suck. I'm with you. You said it last week. I think they'll be fine eventually.
Yeah, I didn't want to rub it in. Even your ace got touched up tonight.
Oh no, that 7 runs. That's the one guy you're like, okay, you feel pretty good about, and then he gives up 7 runs in 3 innings, and the game's over. This is, by the way, I think the Cubs score. They have 4. I mean, they're losing right now, 10-4. They're gonna lose. they've scored 4 runs like 4 times in the past 3 weeks. They can't score. They can't hit home runs. I was looking at the earlier in the show. I was looking up their home run leaders for the month of May. Christopher Morel has 5. Hap has 3. He hit it 1 on Wednesday, so he's up to 4. And then after that, Patrick Wisdom 2, Cody Bellinger 2, Nico Horner 2, Michael Bush 2, Jan Gomes 1, Talkman 1, Swanson 1, Miguel Amaya 1, Seiya Suzuki 1. Not good. They went like 2 weeks not scoring first in a game. That's never good. Again, if you really love following your baseball team on a daily basis and you're just always losing, like you're just always down to start a game, that tears you down mentally watching games. I thought the offense was maybe going to get a spark after they got those 5 runs in extra innings on Tuesday night after a blown save. I mean, hey, they are on fire. They did score 4 runs on Wednesday, so maybe the offense is back, but they suck. We talked about it last week. Maybe they do a trade with the Blue Jays, even though the White Sox are keeping all these teams alive. So I wish that would stop happening. Let's bury these teams so that they hopefully sell to the Cubs.
Yeah,
that's all. I mean, it's there's no one answer. Like these guys just like they're not going to trade for 5 guys. You know, Dansby Swanson has to be better. Seiya Suzuki, who we all love on the show, we thought this was going to be his all-star year. He sucked for the past 2 weeks since he's come back from the IL.
We're wrapping up, Mitch. Go on.
This is all you, Mitch. This is all you, Mitch. You have the last word.
What? I don't even know what the topic is. I was gonna say though, look at me and Zoe classing things up. Almost the only one that didn't get the dress code.
I missed out.
No, we're just talking about one, the way about history, and 2, it just blows your mind that the worst manager in the history of the franchise seems to be bulletproof.
Yeah, figures.
What do you think, Mitch? Do you think Grifol actually gets fired in season?
I don't know. I would hope so. Like, what do they have to lose? They have, like, it'd be one thing if they didn't have anyone in place, but you got Montoya there who's led a team to the playoffs. And it's obvious, like, this week showed me, I'm sure you guys already talked about it, but it's obvious that, like, he's fearing for his job because we've never heard him call out players before. And it was such an odd time to do it. Like, I had no problem with what he said. It was just like the timing in that game was not the game to do it. There's been so many other games he could have made those comments. And he usually just like, well, you know, we're going to continue to work, flush this one. So that was odd. So that struck me as, hey, I'm pushing the panic button. Like, I got to try something. And then now he's all of a sudden kissing Jerry Reinsdorf ass. Like, it's like 3 comments I've seen in the last 2 days.
Oh, Jerry comments.
Him. Like, what the fuck is going on here? That strikes me. He fears for his job. He's trying to kiss his ass.
So what if Pedro Grifol was at that restaurant where you saw Reinsdorf talking with Gordon Beckham, and
he goes a server because he's training for his future.
No, what if Grifol was like taking a shit? Jerry goes in.
Oh no, I was there for a minute. If he took it.
And they're talking to each other about like, yeah, I'm going to fire this guy in a couple of weeks if he doesn't turn it around. And they have no idea that Pedro Grifol is in the stall and he's hearing all of this. And he's like, fuck, I need to do something. And then this is what we get. We get him calling out the team. We get him gagging on Jerry's nuts in the paper. He's like, please don't fire me.
Honestly,
I feel like you're the one drinking since 2:00, not me.
Selfishly, like, it's because the baseball's been bad these last couple of weeks. Like, it's gotten to the point like I can't even watch.
It's unwatchable.
I only tune in and watch, like, make an effort. I always go check the box score, watch all the highlights, so I'm staying in tune. But it used to be I'd come home after work and like watch every game, win, lose, whatever. Now it's to the point I'm only watching it if it was a Crochet outing or a Fetty outing. Those are the only two that seem to be worthwhile. Or if it's like Cannon or Nastrini, because I'm interested to see how those guys do.
Well, that's just all. You just named 4 starters, so you're missing 1 game every 5 games.
Well, unfortunately, they throw flex, and like Cannon is still in the minors, and then Nastrini sent up and down. So, but yeah, but at least with the Pedro comments, now it's something intriguing to talk about because I was planning for like the pregame show today, and like on Monday, I was like, boy, this could be a rough show. And then I made those comments. It's like, all right, we got something.
It's pretty bad that the play-by-play guy, John Striffin's been like the guy who's making the most headlines this year.
Yeah, it is getting
gagging on Jerry's nuts is worth a bear for you guys.
There you go.
Cheers, brother.
Oh, by the way, Mitch, it's also been equally bad with the Cubs. Well, in the past couple of weeks, you watched more of that Cubs Cardinals series than I did. I missed the Saturday game. I hate watching the ESPN telecast. And I just didn't watch. I mean, it was only 2 games, but I didn't watch a second of that St. Louis series. The Cubs are bad.
It's funny too. The only reason I'd watched that, but it was because I was at the Indy 500 over the weekend, and getting out. The only complaint I have about, because it's a great sporting event, you should go at least once in your life, even if you don't like racing. But the worst part is like getting out of there sucks. Like I was in that parking lot, standstill traffic for over 2 hours. So I was sitting there and I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to turn on the end of the T-Wolves game. They got through the entire second half before like I was out of the parking lot. So then I'm like, well, now what I'm going to watch. So I put on the Cubs Cardinals game, threw a couple bets on it. But yeah, that offense it's a tough watch right now in Cubs land. That the bats are struggling. Ben Brown looked good though. I'm sure you guys talked about that. That's exciting to see.
The Cubs almost had to pitch a no-hitter just to win a game. They still blew it. Won it in extra innings, but I was getting ready to fire that tweet off. It's like the Cubs literally have to no-hit a team to win a game now.
Yeah.
It's been Ian Happ, that Sunday night game. He had 2 home runs, and he's been like the most hated on guy this season, I feel like, out of like the main starters. But like he's the only guy hitting right now. So like now what? They're still loose.
The problem is too with this stretch came at the worst time because the Cardinals are starting to heat up. And that's without Arenado. Arenado's having one of his worst seasons in recent memory. He even came out, was like, yeah, my swing's broken right now. And that's like a key cog in their lineup. So once he figures it out too, Gorman's tearing the cover off the ball. Like it's the worst time for them to be playing bad baseball. Brewers are still playing pretty well too. It's not a good time for them to be.
The Brewers are they're just good. I can't even hate that. I don't know what the hell. They're just good.
I don't understand it though. You look at the roster and it's like, how are they so good? But they're just consistent. Like I'm like, all right, I'm buying in now. But there's not a whole lot that jumps out that's like impressive about that roster or lineup.
They're just, I mean, Chris Yelich is having a good season. He's on the injured list, but he's good. They're rookies. They're all hitting. Yeah. Willie Adames is real. Their defense is what the Cubs were supposedly built on. Like the Cubs were they were like, oh, they have fundamentally they have
Corey Lee just hit a home run.
And then there you go, Corey. Who hit it? Corey
Lee.
Good to see him back in the lineup.
There you go. He's not Martin Maldonado though.
Did you guys talk about the glasses comments that he had? Maldonado's getting glasses. Maldonado apparently is getting glasses now, and they think that's going to help with his hitting. And then Pedro, so like he's getting glasses behind the plate, and then Pedro's like, yeah, we expect him to be a 300 hitter, but he's definitely not a 100 hitter.
Yeah, we talked about that quote.
He's getting glasses now, so they hope it's going to be like a Ronaldo Lopez situation.
I was going to say Ronaldo Lopez pre-LASIK, post-LASIK. Look at him now.
Yep. Yeah.
Martin Maldonado just becomes a 300 hitter after he gets glasses.
I'm happy for those guys, but it pisses me off at the same time. Seeing Cease and Lopez like pitch so well, and it's like this is what it should have been. But what are you gonna do?
Fuck the scene.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got for tonight, boys.
Same, but appreciate y'all joining. I always love talking this shit. It makes me put me in a better mood. Sorry I didn't wear the suit coat, but I left it in the car. Deal with it. But for Mitch, that's all though. So we'll see you guys next week.